One of the major hurdles that we have in 3ds Max when beginning is how to get a nice environment light so that you can actually see everything that's going on in your scene. So what we're looking at over here is just an inventor model that I've imported, and I'm going to go and see what happens when I just go and render this. So the first thing I need to know is that when you're bringing something from Inventor into 3ds Max, if I'm going to be using the ARnold renderer, I need to just convert the scene. So the first thing I do is go to my rendering tab, go to scene converter, make sure my current preset is the ARnold, so it's convert to ARnold compatible materials, and go convert the scene. Okay, so this just kind of preps all the materials so that when you are rendering with ARnold, it actually, it kind of looks good, and it's not just black or gives errors. So once that's done, the next thing I like to do is just to create a work plane over here. So with the work plane over here, I'm going to go to my primitives and click on plane and just go create a plane over here. Okay, so it's that pinkish color. And to change the color, just go to my modification panel, and with that I can go and just change the color. So I'm going to kind of have it an offish white. Okay, or beige or whatever it is. Okay, so now that's done. What I need to do is I need to move this up a bit so it's sitting above the plane. So select my components, select the move, and just drag it up so we can see that we're sitting just above the work plane over there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Not too bad. If you wanted to as well, you could, maybe just go and tilt this a bit, and then go and move it down a little bit further, so everything's kind of more in line like that. Okay, so once we are done with that, oopsie, just let me just like to be precise-ish. Okay, so once I've got that over there, let's go back to our 4 different views, and I just want to make this a little bit bigger as well. So I'm going to go to my modification, my plane. You can see that's 5.5 by 5.5 meters. Make it 15,000 and 15,000. Okay, so we're happy. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is let's just go do a quick render and see what this actually looks like. So I'm going to go to my ARnold render view. Okay, ARnold render view, I can just go and quickly do some quick renders. So let's go see what's happening over here. Okay, so it doesn't look too bad. Okay, but there's no shadows or anything like that, because it's kind of got the default light that comes standard with with your ARnold rendering when it comes in. So what happens if I put a light in over here? So I'm going to switch that off. Let's just go put a normal light in. So go to my lights, ARnold light, and just go and pluck that down over there, and I'm going to go change this to a quad light. Okay, so quad light, you'll see there it'll have a 24 mils by 24 mils, or 500 by 500. So that's how big the light is. That's the light's coming off, and I'm going to just go and move this up over here. Okay, and let's see what happens when I do a render for you. Okay, so there you go. So now what it's done is turned the default lighting off, and it's turned that light on. But now what we see over here now is it great? There's light coming over there, but it lights up the rest of the components, or the parts of the assembly. I'm gonna have to go put in a whole lot of other lights. So just gonna stop that render, and let's go and put this on active shade. Okay, and let's go and create some copies of this light. So if I just do this, let's go move it. Let's do instances so that it's if I change the one, I change all of them. Let's go 3 over there. Okay, so you can see there how I'm actually getting this to change. Okay, I'm just going to select these 4 lights now. So this is kind of how I would go and create those lights. So you can see there now it is lighting up, but now you kind of want a lighting over there as well. Let's just go 1 instance and then maybe move it up so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lights. It's looking good, but there are still lots of shadows and stuff like that, and it's also a lot more work, to be able to get this. And what happens if you don't get it quite right, sort of the first time. So That's the one way to do it. So let's take a look at what the sky dome does. So I'm going to select my one lights over here, go to my modify, and then let's just turn it off. Okay, so you'll notice there that everything turns off because they're all instances. So if I turn the one light off, I'll turn all the lights off as well. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my my dome lights. So I'm just going to turn this off, this active shade off. This makes it a bit easier. And let's go and create that light, that sky dome light. So select my ARnold light, and I'm just gonna. You can actually place it anywhere. And I'm gonna say this is my sky dome. Cool. So what does this look like? Just as default, I'm gonna go to my standard active shade, and okay, so it's still pretty dark. So let's take a look at what what's on. So the problem here is that the light's off. Okay, let's switch the lights on. Okay, there we go. So it lights up everything. So I didn't have to go put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lights down. Yeah, 8 lights. I was able to put one dome light in, and there we've got it over there. So what it actually does is, think about a dome that actually sits around your model, and then it shines light all the way down over there. So if I look at light shade variables, you see that the background is white. Okay, so which is quite nice. And thinking about that, if you wanted to, let's just escape here quickly. Cancel. Okay, I'll put two dome lights in here. Okay, so if I wanted to, let's take a look at this plane, and we can go say it's the same color as the background. So that's a white over there. Okay, so now when I do another render or the active shade on, you'll see there it kind of blends into that work plane. So the reason I'm putting the work plane on is so I can get the shadows that are being rendered over there. So with that ARnold light as well, I'm going to take off the put on my ARnold render view over here. And let's go, colors, you got filter, color, intensity. So even with the exposure, if I put it up to 2, let's go run it right. Okay, it's quite, it's quite heavy. Let's go to 0.5, and you can see how it goes a little bit below that. 0.2. And then you can change your color. You've got your presets as well. So, fluorescent daylight. You've got your Kelvin rating. So obviously now as you go higher, it goes for more of a bluish color, and you go lower, sort of more of a reddish color. So you can see how you can change the lighting. And if you ever meet to the shops, when you go to buy your lights, warm white, cool white. Okay, so that's the different shades. So you can see that I'm getting a nice sort of a warmish color over there. Okay. Then you can also put a texture on as if you want to, and that texture could be one of your Hdri maps as well. So if I go to my maps, let's go to maps, go to OSL environment, and there you can see I've got my Hdri environment, and these are the ones that come default with Inventor. So old outdoor theater, select that, and you'll see how it changes over there. So you can see I've got that background see, there's my background, my Hdri background over there. Okay, so that's my Hdri environment at the back over there. And so that's quite a nice one over there. Or if you want to, you've also got your let's just see the general, your physical sky for your ARnold as well. So you can go and attach a physical sky, and with that, if you want to go and change the mapping for that, I can go to my material editor, just drag and drop this on here, make it an instance, because if you change this, you want it to change in your back environment, and then you can see how we can change the, if I can just make this a bit smaller. Okay, you can see how I can change the environment over here. See, and how it affects my elevation, let's see, to intensity, sort of 45, you'll see the sun starts to move around over there. Okay. Yeah, so that's just a quick, well, just, how the sky dome works. So if you want to, bring a component in, and not even putting in any point lights or, just getting a nice environment light out of it, we use our sky dome. Obviously put my plane in over there. If I select this over here and just go to, where is this? Go right click on that and clear. You'll see it clears it of that environment in the background, and it's giving the clear light, so you don't see that distinction or that line between where the plane ends and where the background starts over here. Okay, so next time you're scared of trying to go into 3ds Max after importing it from another program, your model, don't be, just to get that light, that you just don't see darkness, something like this. I mean, if I had to go turn this off now, you'll see there it's, we just got the two headlights over there. Pretty easy, pretty quick. So what are you waiting for? Get into 3ds Max and ARnold right away. Thanks very much for watching.